These days, it seems like we're all struggling to make ends meet and make the most of our money. According to a brand new survey conducted by retail technology platform Swiftly and released yesterday, 83% of Americans currently rely on coupons or loyalty programs to put food on the table, and nearly 70% of Americans struggle to pay their grocery bills. Food inflation increased by 12.4% over the past year, but we've all noticed much steeper price increases at our neighborhood stores. A new round of price increases is expected to start in 2023, according to several food manufacturers, after some grocery items recently experienced price increases of double or triple that amount. Sadly, as their monthly budgets continue to tighten, millions of families worldwide are already forced to make some difficult choices and cut some of their favorite foods from their grocery lists. In this video, we will talk about 17 essential food products that will be priceless in the coming months. But before that, please like, subscribe, and click the bell button for the latest economic updates. Now let's get started. 1. Bread. The insane rise in bread prices was one of the immediate effects of a limited supply of flour and high costs. A few years ago, you would only pay that much if you were purchasing an artisanal loaf of bread made with unique ingredients. It's safe to say that times have changed, and you probably never imagined that you'd be paying $10 for a typical loaf of white bread at the grocery store. 2. Fresh vegetables. Never before have nutritious foods been so pricey. It's really upsetting to see that the price of fresh vegetables has increased by such a great deal because they are essential in any diet and give us the nutrition we need for a balanced life. According to official statistics, the price of fresh produce increased by 14.37% on average in October, but some vegetables have seen even steeper price increases. 3. Eggs. Who would have thought that in a few years, the price of eggs would rise to as high as $125 in some stores? Eggs are one of the most adaptable foods we can find. We can prepare them in a variety of ways or incorporate them into a variety of recipes, and they're a significant source of protein and collagen, two nutrients that are essential for the good functioning of our bodies. Official inflation statistics indicate that egg prices increased by almost 40% on average this year, but many of us are seeing this staple's price rise even more at our neighborhood supermarkets because demand from consumers is frequently greater than supply. Unfortunately, the era of Kai bags is over and more price increases are anticipated in 2023. 4. Flour. Russia and Ukraine, two of the world's major grain suppliers, went out of business this year. Since global supplies of wheat have shrunk, the cost of producing flour and all other food items with that ingredient has jumped to levels never before seen, according to Bloomberg. Additionally, since flour inflation is the worst on record, data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics show that between August 2021 and August 2022, flour prices rose. These losses from the conflict between the two countries are causing severe losses in all imaginable ways. 5. Frozen meals. Frozen meals were once a practical and cost-effective option, but that is no longer the case, at least not entirely. While the convenience factor is still undeniable, the cost-saving pod is currently debatable. According to IRI data, the average price of frozen foods increased last month by 14.2%, nearly twice the rate of inflation. This is undoubtedly a painful increase for many American families. 6. Butter. We all love a little smooth, silky powder on top of our toast or over a stack of pancakes, but butter is a victim of the unrelenting increase in milk and dairy prices. Butter is a necessary ingredient for baking in many of the everyday recipes we grew up with, but it has since become expensive. If you want to take some batter home with you, you'll now have to pay 24.6% more than you would have a year ago. 7. Ice cream. Considering the combined impact of frozen food and dairy product price increases, the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that ice cream prices are up 12.5% from a year ago, continuing a trend that has been growing since the 1970s. The price of ice cream has been hit hard by inflation. It will cost 286.68% more in 2022 than it did in 1977, a difference in value of 57.34. As a fun fact, Whole Foods offered a $25 coupon for ice cream purchases over $100 in June. 8. Soda. Food manufacturers are concentrating on best-selling products and dismissing some non-traditional flavors due to the worsening shortage. On top of that, in October, shoppers had to pay 13% more for soda compared to a year ago, according to data compiled by the National Retail Federation. With all major soft drink producers struggling with an industry-wide shortage of carbon dioxide, you're not only paying more for soda but also at risk of seeing your favorite flavors disappear from shelves and not come back. 9. Candy. According to Bloomberg, before Halloween candy prices increased by an average of 13.1% across the country. The Consumer Price Index shows that since June, the rate of price increases has nearly doubled, rising by 2% last month alone. The sharp increase reflects higher sugar costs, which have risen due to extreme weather, rising energy prices, and supply chain issues. The CPI index for sugar and sugar substitutes has increased by 17.1% since last year. 10. Beef. Even though steak was never the cheapest option for most families, we could still have it on special occasions. However, now that prices have soared to extraordinary levels, meat has become too out of reach for many households due to the U.S. beef cattle herd shrinking faster than anticipated, while demand remains steady. 11. Avocados. Avocados are more difficult to find in grocery stores due to a fruit shortage that began earlier this year. Additionally, disruptions in the production and delivery of Mexican avocados have contributed to the current prices, which are 44% more expensive than they were a year ago. This is after falling from the 114% price spike seen in June. 12. Coffee. A record drop in global coffee production in 2022 is the result of widespread crop losses. According to data from Agro-Intelligence, Brazil, one of the largest coffee exporters to the U.S., experienced extreme weather events that caused this year's harvest to decline by 20 to 30%. As a result, many Americans are no longer able to afford this breakfast staple, and prices for coffee have increased by up to 76%. 13. Seafood. We used to turn to seafood when we couldn't afford other meats, but right now they're almost as expensive as some meat cuts. According to official estimates, the cost of seafood increased by an average of 18.8% in November. This is due to extreme weather conditions and warmer temperatures. 14. Chocolate. According to Reed, cacao jacqueline is typically made of cocoa beans, cocoa powder, milk, and sugar, but half of those ingredients are currently experiencing shortages and price increases. Since July, chocolate lovers have been reducing their purchases of the sweet treat, admitting an 8.2% price increase, and demand has been declining by an average of 3% per month in the third quarter, according to Montel, the international snack company that creates Toblerone. 15. Fresh fruit. We all need to consume fresh fruit regularly to strengthen our immune systems and give our bodies the nutrients they require to maintain good health, but that doesn't mean we can all afford to do so. To make matters worse, the average cost of a fruit has increased by 14% over the previous year. In addition, fruit prices have increased by 12% since 2021. 16. Cereals. Cereals have become prohibitively expensive for many families to regularly purchase over the past year. Prices have increased by 25%, and it appears that prices will continue to rise in the months to come. In November, General Mills, the manufacturer of Cheerios, Wheaties, and Lucky Charms, announced that it would increase prices on its products by up to 20%. 17. Bacon. We're just going to give it to you straight. Over the past year, the price of bacon has increased by 40%. Who would have imagined a few years ago that this fatty breakfast treat would be regarded as a luxury? Bacon is now 68% more expensive than it was in 2020 due to a combination of a lower meat supply and labor shortages at meat processing plants. So, what's your takeaway from this video? Let us know in the comments section below. If you found this video thrilling, make sure to hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update from us. Thank you for watching. We'll see you at the next one. Until then, peace.